Go live. Okay, here we go. Yes, back by popular demand after nearly a century. Propaganda
it's been too
culture.
long.
I know it has been too long. It's been like way too long. Now, of course, as soon as I get started, my
Well, we just have to. I'm sorry. I think I have a delay, hon. I don't mean to be talking over you.
You think you have a delay? Oh no, you seem fine to
No, I
me.
think it might be good now. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Okay. No, I'm just saying back by popular demand after nearly a century of not doing lives.
Yeah, it's always great getting out here chopping it up with you. We know that the sensors are hot on our tail half the time. We don't get to last long out here half the time, but hey, you catch the most flack when you're needing the target, girl. So let's get it.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, we're here. So okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with it, we did a propaganda culture like a couple months ago where we looked over some CIA lost or sort of New World Order lost tapes, and that was really, really funny and really good. And it was pretty dense material though. I feel like we should do another one, but like maybe like a members only like live where people can get into it because it was like so freaking dense, like so much material.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But today I just wanted to like talk about like social media and just like go over it's Tuesday night, like I don't know, just talk about stuff. So
Perfect.
yeah. So I see. Nice. Okay. Yeah, because the internet is a lot. And I've been thinking about like social media and how it's just so negative. Have you noticed that? Like it's just like nonstop negativity. And even like I know you post a lot of content and you do a lot of things like on TikTok and Twitter. And unless you're being like super controversial and inflammatory, it's like it doesn't really hit for people. They don't want to see like positive stories. People want to see like messed up like extremes of things. So it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I want to talk about positive things and people just don't really want to talk about that. I just want to see.
They don't want to hear it, but we're going to bring that positivity to them.
I know.
Even if it's kicking and screaming.
I know. So I found this. Okay, so are you familiar with Mizzy? I don't think you're familiar with Mizzy. Okay.
No, you know me pretty well.
So he's this like kid from the UK who went viral over there and on Twitter. Are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
Embarrassingly little, like not really.
Okay, yeah, Twitter's like so trashy. Yeah, Twitter's so trashy, but yeah. But anyway, he went viral and he just, from doing all these pranks, like doing like really messed up stuff. And yeah, let's look at some of the things that he did. Because he ended up going on to Piers Morgan. I don't know if you're familiar with that guy, but Piers Morgan's like really popular. Like he's like Fox News-ish type, whatever. I don't know. It's hard in the UK. They're like conservative, but they're also like not. So yeah, they're still like super hyper liberal, but they're like conservative. I don't know. It's hard to say. They're very they're a mixed bag over there. But anyway, so
there's something else, all right.
Yeah, there's something else. But at least they did Brexit. That was a good job for them. They were smart about that. Otherwise, they would be in their homes freezing cold, like having to donate all their coal to Germany or some weird stuff like that.
That still might be down the pike, not too far from that for them. But yeah, they put it off for now. That's good.
I know. Okay, so here's Mizzy, and he's just a little...
WTF, this is too mad and to far.
Oh, I have seen this kind of prank where he walks into his house.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, he's gonna get his head blown off somebody.
Not there.
I'm trying to find out. From my house, I'll make my day.
James. Hi. You man, come.
Hello, James.
We need to speak to James.
James.
Hi.
James.
Is this where the study group is?
No. What door number is this?
No. Study group.
Ooh, I can't even. Just like...
how
it's
like
just
fucked up this is to do
Wait, this is not what the study
somebody.
group
got
is.
kids, man.
Oh, you got
so
kids.
messed up.
Oh, I thought this was the study group. I actually
Like
thought.
they're home.
Ain't this the study group?
They will feel violated
It's
forevermore from
so
like unsafe.
messed up for so many reasons. Like, and then it's like, oh, but he was just hungry. He was looking for a meal. And then it's
Get out of
like,
here. Honest to God, you come to my house like you made my day because you're not leaving there with a head.
well, there they don't have those type of stand your grounds, castle doctrine, like all of that stuff. Like,
Layla, I'd still do it.
I know you would.
What do you mean tell me about my life?
Well, you said you
trying to
know
get
nothing
onto me
about your
because I'm
life.
black?
Tell me about your life.
You're trying to get onto me because I'm black. Because I guarantee if
Because
there was a
you're
white
black?
person, yeah, I guarantee if
I
there
don't
was a
give a
white
damn
person-
about your skin
Oh,
colour.
Really?
No.
cares?
Why would I
Who
care what colour your skin is? I just think you're an idiot.
Oh, thank you. I think you're an idiot too.
That's fine. You're perfectly entitled to.
Yeah, so are you. So
this
like,
show's
fine.
called Uncensored. I think you're an idiot for what you've been doing.
Okay.
I also think you're an idiot for playing the race card when no one's mentioned your skin colour.
Really? Okay, you don't have to mention it to...
I don't care about your skin colour, Lizzie.
Alright.
I care about the fact that you've been terrorising all these people for a sustained period of time. I also care about the fact you've only got a tiny fine today, no deterrent to you whatsoever. You don't show any real remorse. You don't really care, do you?
The UK laws are weak, simple as. And that's not, the UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's not my fault.
I mean,
Don't hate the player, hate the game, homie.
yeah, that's basically what he's saying. He's like, they have weak laws. What do you want me to do? So I just thought that was really interesting. It's like,
It's wild.
I guess it's not, the equality acts aren't really working out for them.
I did not expect him to sound like that. I'll say that much.
What did you expect him to sound like?
I don't know, more like maybe like hood American style or something.
No,
Like
he's from the UK.
Yeah. I guess I wasn't thinking, but it's off. It's almost like off-putting when you first. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that.
You're like, no, he can't talk like that.
Top of the morning to you. Oh no, wait, that's Ireland, right?
No, so no, he's cool. He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Well, now he is, right? There was a
Yeah.
something happened.
So basically, I just thought it was interesting to look at because like this kid, okay, clearly like hoodlum, like he even stole someone's dog, like an old lady's dog, from the park. Yeah, it's just like insane stuff, and it got him a lot of attention. You know, it got him a ton of attention, but then basically what happened was, here we go. I'll put it in the center. Basically, what is it? What's Andrew Tate's brother? Tristan? Yeah. So he was like, I'm going to reach out to this kid and try to help him and da-da-da-da-da. Because obviously these are very fatherless activities that are going on. I mean.
Yes.
So he's like, he's going on Twitter now and he's, basically, you saw how unapologetic he was on the Piers Morgan show. He didn't care. And here he's like, I made very stupid mistakes. A house is supposed to be a safe space where you can relax without being in any sort of distress. And me walking into that house was a very big violation to the homeowners. Obviously, someone helped him work on this. They had kids and he has a child himself. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
He's like 18.
Of course, you can't make this shit up, man.
Oh, my God. Only the best and the brightest.
Well, but even if he's just doing this, like, he didn't have to do that, I guess. And he was doubling down in public, like, on being like, I don't give a fuck. So maybe this is true remorse, and he's actually somebody, like, the Tates helped him come to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's that doesn't justify what I've done. He's talking about, basically apologize to myself. I went there off camera the next day to myself to apologize to the family. And
this kid again, what the? But then he okay.
She recorded the apology, but I don't see that video anywhere. And maybe it's for a good reason, but just know the apology was real. And he's talking about the Mizzy guy, like a persona. And he was doing it to get attention. He's like, I'm a good person. And basically, ultimately, Tate the Talisman reached out to me when the whole world was against me, and ever since then, they have been helping me immensely, teaching me to actually take people's feelings in and hold more accountability for my actions as I develop into a man. But he already has a kid, so he's pretty much a man. They are also showing me that I can accomplish what I want in ways that won't make me look like a villain, and in the process also help others. That's what the outside movement really is, being one with yourself and knowing that it is really put your mind to something, you can pull it off, blah, blah, blah. So basically, you know, he had someone sit down, explain to him, like, to not act like a total idiot. Someone who could give him confidence. But this type of thing, though, doesn't go viral. This type of thing isn't what's going to go viral. It's not.
That's a shame.
Because, yeah, it's such a shame. This is why I know people think, oh, why are you talking about this? It's whatever. But this is a really big deal. This is showing a lesson to a lot of people in society who, especially Gen Zers, who want the clout, they want the fame, they want the attention. They think about going through it, you know, through the negative means. Like, we know girls will post videos, you know, they'll post like ass shots online to get attention. Guys will like, basically, guys will post and do the most ridiculous stunts, commits crimes, you know, doing all this stuff for attention, for the clout, for the status. But that's what goes viral, but not something like this, like showing that you don't have to act like that.
Well,
you can be a good person.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's why it won't go viral. Call me like a conspiracy theorist or something, but
Never.
They don't want somebody like Andrew Tate. They don't want Andrew Tate like telling men to be noble and do the right thing and work on yourself and have integrity and take care of the society like that. They don't want that message being pushed, and this is a perfect story of that. Because if they did want it, this is literally a textbook, like almost like a movie written script on what you promote. But instead, it's buried. The trouble-seeking behavior gets promoted, and this gets buried, and that speaks to the agenda at large. They're trying not to have. They don't want strong men around, like to take care of everybody, because that's communist 101. You say get rid of a society real quick. Get rid of the strong men. Like, who's going to fight for everybody?
Oh, someone says you need to bring your mic a little closer.
Brother, okay, cool. A good look. I appreciate that. Pro tip.
A conspiracy theory is just someone is slang for someone ahead of the curve by 6 months. Exactly. No,
I like
totally.
that. I like that.
It's totally true. But yeah, it's unfortunate and it seems silly and superficial, but it could be a huge impact for people. Like now how, you know, you have people like Riley Reid, the adult entertainer. I don't know which words are banned on YouTube, honestly. I never know what's like okay or what's not okay.
The corn star.
The corn star. Basically. She made a video talking about how you shouldn't go into it because you'll lose your whole family and all self-respect and dignity. It's like those things need to go viral. They don't go viral. They don't become like the standard. Yeah, they get attention, but like squash pretty quick, you know.
Yeah, they get natural attention, but not with any help of the algorithm. The algorithm's trying to suppress that the whole time.
Exactly.
Bury it.
Exactly. And it's just, I mean, it's sad to see that that's not promoted because that's what we need. We need people who are like thinking about things and trying to problem solve and get better and showcasing that. But it's always the most negative, the most inflammatory, the most ridiculous stuff ever that gets the algorithm's hand. Like I went viral for the stupidest thing, like some like gym chick clip. And I was like, and all the dudes were like, yeah, that's why we're not helping her in the gym because she has a video cam. It was like the most dumbest video. I had no idea that it would. But I'm just
and you're
like,
really
seriously?
All the hard work I put in making serious content, and this is what's my big break.
Yeah, literally. It's like, come on. But whatever. I mean, it's just
give them what they want, I guess, Layla.
I know.
But we got to repackage it. Like, you know, it's a little shameless self-promotion for you. The propaganda is effective, very effective. We just gotta do a little of our own. Sounds like.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do need to do a lot of our own because it takes time. get a message out, piggyback off of things. But yeah, I know people are going to be like, oh, whatever, that's not a big deal. But it is a big deal. It is a big deal that we have media and algorithms at this point that promote the negativity and just dismiss and ignore all the positive things that could be happening. And it's just not fair. It's all about polarization. Like, everything has to be just the most insane stuff. Like, if I talked about more ridiculous things every day, or how, like, either if I talked about how shitty guys were all the time, or I talked about how great guys were all the time, like, no in between. You have to be the most, like, I'm 100% red pill, or I'm 100% feminist. There's no, like, oh, maybe I should have a nuanced conversation about this.
God forbid.
Like, God forbid people just, like, they get upset about those things.
That's what I appreciate about you and I. Like, it's always nuanced. It's always like, we're not towing any line, but trying to, like, come to some decency for people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that, like, we're not towing a certain agenda for politics or anything else. Just common decency, common sense. A little personal shout out for my brand too.
Oh,
and,
yes,
you know,
yes,
just,
common sense. That's necessary. It's totally necessary. But it's not the cool thing. It's not all
that common anymore. It's not very common.
No, it's not. And I was doing, like, man on the street type interviews, and someone had said, oh, what happened to common sense? And I'm, like, thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, there's no such thing as common sense. Like, we have people.
That's why I call.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, we have literally people denying reality, like, nonstop. So, yeah.
Well, that's why I called the brand Common Sense with the CENTS. I'm not, like, so stupid I misspelled it. I did that because I feel like we're lacking in SE and SE sense, but we have an inflated amount of currency, CENTS. So that's all too common. But the sense, the SE is all too uncommon. So it's just like a little play on that.
I know. It's so messed up. Like, come on. Get it together.
We're figuring them out. We're going to play the game.
We are.
I'm down to play.
So,
play to win.
So, as a highlight, I wanted to play this video, which I think you really liked also, about how extreme everything is and how polarized everything is. And so when I saw this video, I just thought, okay, this perfectly summarizes it, because...
Love it.
Yeah. Here we go.
I'll only date a guy if he makes 6 figures. No, 7 figures. Because of inflation.
Yeah, because of inflammation.
Yeah, and he has to be over 6 feet tall. No, 7 feet tall. Because of inflation.
Yeah.
And he needs to be okay with me having an OnlyFans. 2 OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because of inflation.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
I am not.
That's stupid. This is stupid. I am smarter than the hot 18-year-old. We smart, they stupid.
I spent my most valuable years allowing my body to be used because no one ever taught me what love is or how to respect myself. And all you can do is make fun of me for it.
You stupid. Stupid.
Oh, God.
This stupid. 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 The stupidest of the. This stupid is so stupid.
This stupid.
This stupid. This stupid is so stupid. Leave her alone. I'm over 7 feet tall. I make 7 figures, and I do want her.
Do you have a 7-pack?
This stupid man.
Become a member at freedomtunes.com for exclusive cartoons.
That is freaking brilliant.
That is so accurate, though. Like, honestly, like, how accurate is that? I love cartoons.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That is reality right now. It's like,
I know, right?
I'm smarter than the 18-year-old. I was talking about the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, a lot of those girls are hella young. Like,
yeah. And again, like, they're like the OnlyFans thing where it's like, I saw my body a lot, and all you can do is make fun of me. That's another point too. It's like, I don't know. That was just so smart, so well done, so well done.
No, so well done. I thought that was so perfect because that is our culture right now. It's like we're not gonna have a conversation. We're just gonna be, ridiculous. But I mean,
So Layla, they made a cartoon, and it's our reality. Like
it is our
that's
reality.
a cartoon, but that's literally the world we're living through right now.
That's literally the world we're living in. That's how life is. Like that is what gets you views and clicks. Like that's what gives you attention.
So the propaganda culture cartoon continues, folks.
I know, seriously. Seriously, there's competition for attention. Wild extreme things have more currency in that kind of market. Yeah, exactly. I know, totally. So, yeah, so that's our reality. I don't know. Do you ever think we're going to be able to like back down from that? Just, like somehow we'll pull it back? I feel like the education system would need to be revamped before we could see any sort of like change, or I don't know, because I just don't see how it's going to work.
Education is the first thing, but then there's just media in general, corporate. There are so many influences that are just awful for kids especially, but just society at large. Porn, I mean, you name it. Like there's just countless bad influences, and I don't know. For the upside, I would say is that evil, despite its best laid, most cunning plans, always perpetuates its own demise, in my experience. So they reveal themselves, and that's why I make the joke all the time that I'm Frankenstein's monster. I'm like the monster they made. I didn't want to have to like figure them out and sign up for this, but I'm out here now. They brought it to my doorstep, and I'm up for it. So they always, God's good like that. And I'm not trying to get corny, but God's good like they're on the ropes, and they know it. And they're desperate and kind of feeling a little vulnerable and whatnot. And I can't wait to keep bringing it to them and put them down.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the one good thing, is that there's people who are actually taking the time out of their day to like say, hey, this isn't it. This isn't what we want to see. And there needs to be more of that. There needs to be more. I mean, honestly, the pandemic thing, the plandemic, it's surprising that many people even stood up, if you think about it, because it was pretty well done. So hopefully people are going to learn more and more.
It was very impressive. You're right. That's a good point. And frankly, it was a major catalyst for me because I'd known about these nefarious agendas for one world governments and stuff like that since I was a kid, like stumbling into the internet in like 6th grade, very matter of factly. So I knew them my whole life, but I never did a damn thing about it. And I realized like COVID made me realize, it smacked me in the face. Like, bro, you got to start living like the change you want to see right now.
Literally.
You not having done anything is exactly why we're where we're at. And it's now or never to change it. So that's why I'm doing what I've done since. So I wouldn't be out here like making any positive influence on the world probably really going for that.
Yeah, you would be watching Netflix just being like, whatever. No, I feel you the same way.
Nefarious activities, illicit activities probably.
Yeah, same way. Like I wouldn't be on social media. Like it's very risky type thing.
I'd be out robbing Walmarts and stuff. Like they're my job. Calling them my enemy and stuff.
Well, oh my God, in California they passed I think there was a bill where people who own stores can't stop shoplifters.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, just when you think they can't outdo themselves. Amazing.
California.
Well done, California. California will be the MVP New World Order state when it comes about.
MVP.
California, far and away, you guys will win that New World Order MVP. But it's not common. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Yeah.
So you might want to jump ship while you got a chance.
I know. Yeah, so California Senate passes bill to stop employees from confronting shoplifters. Because, oh God, these damn cookies, like, I don't get what that is. So, passed a bill established new workplace violence prevention. Not everyone is happy about it. Now progresses to policy.
Did it say not everyone is happy about it?
Not everybody's happy with it, surprisingly.
No shit.
Organized retail crime. That's another propaganda term for hoodlums, basically.
Yes, that was me. Literally, that term exists because of guys like me and my people.
Oh God!
When I was a degenerate.
Oh,
I'm serious.
God.
I looked at that. I justified it in such a bad way. I was like, these giant corporations are my enemy. They're destroying my community and whatnot. So every chance I can to rob them blind, I'm actually it's an act of war. Like they've brought war to me. So I justified it like in my head that way. And dude, they were bad. But yeah, I did it like it was my job and I had fun. But yeah, that's why terms like that exist. Because it's dumbasses like me at my degenerate days. But the security's getting too good and stuff now. People, young people out there, if you hear a story like me saying that and think it's a good idea to even consider it, I had a change of heart, which is the main reason. But also, I was forced to. I had a couple close calls. I would have been caught if I would have kept going. And they have like files they build up on you with this AI that recognizes your face and stuff. And they're gonna wait until you get over $1,000 in freaking charges that they can prove. So it's a felony, and they're gonna lock you up. You're gonna think you're doing all great, and all of a sudden they're gonna spring it on you, and all the 10, 20 times you did it before. And, yeah,
I know they will. I definitely see that coming. Sorry to say this, but it's not California. It's California. Yeah, no, totally, it is. It is. But no, it's I definitely think they're building it up because like they're just making the reputation worse and worse and worse, and the robot dogs are coming, and they're not going to be racist. You know, they're not racist. They're just going off the data. The
non-racist robot dogs.
I know. I love how AI always turns racist like instantly.
and they just turn anti-human. Like they were like a plague pretty quickly too.
Yeah, they're
Almost
like,
every
no,
time.
human beings are terrible. They're terrible. I'm sure they're built off of the whole, climate change, everything.
Oh no, it couldn't be that.
Nah, I don't know what it is. But anyway,
it couldn't be the climate change hoax. Agenda.
It's safe and effective.
Thing.
Safe and effective.
Yeah. Proven, safe and effective, time tested.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what we got. But we got this.
Oh Lord.
We got the school. These are the people raising the generation that's going to fight the New World Order.
My wife would be out there dragging my daughter out of there by her hair.
No, these are the parents. These are the parents. These are the parents.
I'm so sad. I'm so disheartened. I can't believe that.
These are the parents.
Oh my God, you just deflated me. Wow.
You're like, actually.
This is so
Come on. Yeah, they're gonna fight the New World Order, you guys.
Oh my God. Like I said earlier, they're literally teaching their daughters how to show their buttholes to everybody. You see right there? These
are the parents.
Dude.
Yeah,
Oh my God. How is this a good idea?
How is it not a good idea? That's what you need to explain to me. This is how they learn about the culture and the heritage and the destiny. And
dude, I can't even laugh at this. This is so wrong.
You're like, finally, I found a clip that could actually deeply disturb.
Find my heart. Prove that I have a heart.
Actually disturb you. You're like, actually, this is not. Or a solar flare would do.
Well, you got me with the man woman that was arrested for exposing themselves in a freaking children's feminine locker room.
Oh yes,
and they got off because they were so fat that it covered their little dick.
The fupa.
Yeah, that one kind of disturbed me too. But this is a level that's like, how are you so upside down that you're doing that in front of your little daughters and stuff in high school? They're minors.
That's the culture.
Obviously.
That is their culture. That is their dance. That is their expression.
That's their right. Who are you as a white man to say that that's wrong?
Yeah. You need to stop.
Ladies. Oh no, ladies. No, hoes.
That is the future. I don't know. I don't know why the crime is up. I don't know.
I know, right?
I don't know.
Dude, there's no way so none of the dads are around. whether it's because the dads choose not to be around or the women don't have them around. But either way, you know that none of the dads are around because no way in fuck is my wife or my kid. That's not happening on my watch. I'll kill everybody there before I'm going to just sit back and let that occur. Like, no way is that happening.
But
ever,
those are the people raising the next generation. Like, that is the standard. The school allowed that. And nobody thought that was a bad idea. They just thought it would be funny. I mean,
so this is why. If I had kids, I would not have kids unless and until I can somehow homeschool that. I would never subject them to public school like I experienced. And then when I see this, it makes my public school experience look like a cakewalk. Like, this is crazy. And my public school experience was wild.
Yeah. Oh, God. I hear you.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, no. I never in my wildest dreams. I mean, we're full past idiocracy. Like, them, like, giving Mountain Dew to plants, watering the plants with Mountain Dew would be an upgrade at this point.
It's crazy. Like, you can't make it up. I say that so much nowadays, but, like, literally time and again, almost every day, it doesn't cease to amaze me. You can't make this up.
You can't.
It's crazier that you can't make it up.
No, you can't.
But it's kind of fun like that too. Like,
I know, it is
admit,
kind
like,
of
deep
fun.
down inside, it's kind of fun. Once you realize it and nobody else kind of does, or like we're like part of the small group that does, and we're all just like kind of looking at each other like, do you know what's up to? Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, it's
I
kind of
know.
fun like that.
We're literally at the Mad Hatter's Tea Party being like, okay. This is what we're doing now? I don't want to get out of here. Yeah, well, Michael says we can't be surprised. These are the same people who think it's okay to give detailed gay physical books to 10-year-olds. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild world, man. No public school for my kids. Never.
No, it's no bad. It's no bueno. It's no bueno at all.
Because then I'd have to unalive some people. A lot of people, probably. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that. That's not my mission right now. Like, I would be going down there and literally heads would be rolling if I found out this happened. I'm not exaggerating. Like, that's dead. Dead, people. Every one of you are dead. All you adults in here that just sat by, or let alone set this thing up, fine.
No, I don't know. And it's like really hard because it's like, they're not trained. They have no media literacy. They have no idea how to distinguish information or have like critical thinking. So it's like there's nothing you can do. It's like the way you can communicate with them is the same level at which you would like communicate with like some type of bear you were trying to train or some type of like not even a farm animal, because they have like sort of patterns of recognition of behavior. It's like,
a wild animal, you're saying?
Yeah,
Wild
literally. Beast. You have to like use
crazy.
clicks and lights and Nicki Minaj and like
hot take, Layla.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Gosh. It's wild. I'll say that.
Yeah, it is really wild. Okay, so I want to jump over into looking at, speaking of, destruction of society. We all talk about Portland, and I want to jump over to this clip that I saw of this like documentary this guy did about like visiting Portland and seeing like where these amazing liberal policies have gotten them. Fantastic. And it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So I hope it doesn't get copyright flagged, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully not.
Won't be the first, won't be the last, like I said before.
I know. If it does, we'll restart. But yeah.
Camp we were kicked out of an hour ago when the guy pulled a knife on us. No, murders are...
This pointed at us? Okay.
It didn't actually come from the camp we were kicked out of an hour ago when the guy pulled a knife on us. No, murders are common out here. I mean, one way to get away with a murder out here is to call it an overdose. This happened to one of my clients recently, is they put 2 fentanyl pills in his drink and he wasn't a user and died of an overdose. It was, the fentanyl powder, and they put it in his drink. Actually, they did it sort of as a joke. He overdosed and died.
So we're not going to get fentanyl overdosed?
There is a 60% chance that's not going to happen.
And you have Narcan in case I touch it or Pasha touches it or you touch it?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
But tell me about decriminalizing.
Nick, can you imagine having to walk around your city, like walk around society with Narcan on you?
Strapped with Narcan on you.
Strapped with Narcan, just in case. Like,
Layla, I used to have to do that when I was a junkie. So I can take myself back to that mindset. and I can't believe that's occurring for society with people that
As
are
a whole,
not
as a
junkies.
large.
They're
Yeah.
not junkies. Like that's insane to have to worry about that.
I know. It's so insane.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Tell me about decriminalization of drug use in Portland.
Giant fires.
Portland, or really the state of Oregon, decided to decriminalize drugs was because some had argued that we shouldn't make drug use punitive and that we need to offer treatment. And that sounds great.
But Portland took inspiration from places like Portugal and the Netherlands, places that successfully decriminalized drugs. But the big difference between them and Portland is that they had rehabilitation systems in place that they proved to work before they did it.
Key. They actually had rehabilitation. They actually have a society, a culture, a history, families. They actually have infrastructure that could like support.
No, to hell with all that, Layla. That's on.
No, just decriminalize it, right? Just it worked.
Kevin thinks that Portland forgot to include
recovery, detox, treatment, all that stuff that they
all the
promised
stuff
really
you
isn't
kinda
happening. A person who's using drugs.
What?
No, I'm just laughing. They didn't include recovery, detox, and I was like, oh, basically just all the stuff you really need to actually do it.
But you just decriminalize it, so it's fine.
Yeah, just make the drugs legal, and don't offer any help for harm reduction for society. Yeah, brilliant.
Rehabilitation systems in place that they proved to work before they did it. Kevin thinks that Portland forgot to include
recovery, detox, treatment, all that stuff that they promised really isn't happening. A person who's using drugs oftentimes have gone through a trauma. And so what they lack is rational thinking. And so people who already make poor choices are unable to really stop using anyway, but now you've given them the freedom to use as much as they want.
Sure.
And that's terrifying.
But why did the people of Portland vote for this? So we went to fentanyl.
Key. They voted for it. They voted.
Because they're absolutely insane.
They voted for this, so they can't complain because they were complicit.
They got sold a bill of goods that was too good to be true by some smooth-talking, silver-tongued politicians, and they were too just hands-off and not like investigative enough to determine that was nonsense.
And this is not about
same old story.
It's less racist to do this, so just do it. Just do it.
Right.
Fentanyl fountain to ask the locals their opinion on the decriminalization.
So all these places, FYI, I've been there plenty of times. I know exactly where this is. Like this is like Portland's not a big place. Like this is like very close to where I used to live. Like a while ago.
Wow.
So this is like not like somewhere off and somewhere else. Like this is like in the city. This is it. This is like the
girl. This gotta hit close to home for you. This gotta be like a hard hitting thing.
I mean, I always knew Portland was evil. Like I always knew. It had a lot of nice things where everybody, because they're very passive aggressive there. They're very like, like, they're just like sweet and nice and just, we just love everyone. We're just trying to go hiking. But I was like, no, this place is evil. It is cursed and evil. And lo and behold, it is.
Hey, Layla, we've been right once again. Let's talk up another one.
Literally. I'm just like, this place is evil. Yeah. So here we go.
The decriminalization of drugs.
This is the fountain.
Now,
Fentanyl
of
fountain?
course, any other day of the week, it's going to be a completely different scene here.
Does it get worse throughout the week?
Yeah, they come here Friday night and just sweep everybody and clean it up. Yeah, and then the vendors come here and set up shop.
How long have you been out here in Portland?
Almost 20 years.
You were here before and after decriminalization?
I was, and it got progressively worse for a number of years, but they're definitely cutting the meth with fentanyl, because there'd be people running around that were really happy in the morning, just losing their shit in the afternoon.
Yeah. How does this place change after today?
There are quite a lot of wandering people who don't have homes that do spend a lot of time here.
Definitely have seen a lot of downtown businesses really struggling, not necessarily with the legalization of drugs, but just people camping in their doorway.
Have you been in Portland for many years?
My whole life.
Okay, got it. So you've seen Portland before decriminalization and after?
Sure.
Have you seen any impact on downtown or? Okay.
I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Oh, okay.
So I love it. Don't you love the liberal? She's so caring and she just cares about everybody. She's so woke and I can't really talk about that. Little dumpling arts, making her little earrings. It's like,
oh my God, she's not a little dumpling. She's a dumpling now.
It's just like, what? like can't even deal with reality. It's like it's turned into a hellhole. Like
Man.
obviously.
Wow.
But that's just right-wing talking points.
You too. Okay, we're noticing some general resilience, but
well, there is because about 60% of the people voted for this measure. They're not going to change their opinion.
I feel like the decriminalization of drugs turned into the decriminalization of crime. You know, when you need help, the police don't show up.
Do you support the decriminalization of drugs here?
Yeah, of course I do, because it's no longer like our jails aren't filling up with junkies.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Drugs aren't bad. They're just preferred for the people that can properly use them.
Do you use drugs harder than out here?
Unfortunately, yes. I take breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, not everyone can do that. Out here, I mean,
not
No, he
everybody
doesn't.
can take breaks.
No, he doesn't. I've heard everybody that says that's so full of shit.
Come on.
I'll tell you
they
personally,
did.
no, you
He
don't. You
takes
can't take
breaks.
breaks of hard drugs. Oh, you take breaks from heroin or meth or crack? No, bro. No, you
we're still dying. I died last week.
So you got hit with the Narcan, or?
Yes.
It doesn't work very well? You said it didn't work.
I had to have injectable.
Okay. And you almost died?
I did die.
Oh, you died and you were brought back. Does that scare you, or does it lead you to be like, damn, I should stop using, or is it just so hard to the withdrawal syndromes or whatnot?
All three.
Yeah, we both died a couple times. That's why we've chosen not to mess with fentanyl anymore.
Sure. Hi there.
My name's Catherine. I'm currently unhoused because my wallet, ID, and phone were stolen a few months ago. It is impossible to get an ID when you are homeless. I want to work a job. I want to live inside. I was thrown out of my parents' house. I didn't use. They kicked me out for being queer and openly coming out to them. And then I had one argument with her. I told her to F off. The next day, she bought me a Greyhound ticket, sent me here. I have nothing. It's been 3 months since then. I was reported missing by someone on my TikTok account, not by them. They know where I am. They sent me here to be homeless, to die on the streets because I'm queer. I worked at a homeless shelter and came out as a she, they, non-binary, gender-fluid individual. I told them she, they. It's no longer she, her, she, they. And then I was fired.
There were a lot of mixed opinions on the legalization of drugs, but
What does that have to do with anything?
It's so annoying. It's like, why are you telling me this right now?
He's just like, did you die? Like, luckily the dosage wasn't high enough. Like,
well, you can't. It would take the dosage of an elephant or two to get that one.
no, oh my god.
impact on downtown Portland was unavoidable.
Baby!
How you guys doing?
Word!
All right. While everyone else was busy getting high, Kevin wanted to show me another camp where someone tried to kill him.
Here a few weeks ago, and there was a.
This dude is not.
Did you see the junkie shuffle?
No, this dude is
How you guys doing?
Word. Non-stop getting like almost murked, like non-stop.
He's been killed
All
on
right.
this corner.
While everyone else was
I know.
busy getting high, Kevin wanted to show me another camp where someone tried to kill him.
Here a few weeks ago, and there was a very unhappy person who tried to physically assault us who was living here. So that's why I was just saying be a little mindful of that.
So look at that. You see those two propane tanks?
Oh yeah, and that's what causes the.
What?
I'm sorry. I'll stop talking over the video. You look like a narc, bro. Yeah, they're trying to
He
kill you. They
does.
don't trust you, man.
Yeah.
At least
he
try to
looks-
blend in a little bit. You look like a narc.
He looks like a huge narc.
10 fires.
Got it.
And the explosions.
Hi there. Good to meet
I want to learn more about this crisis and kind of where we went wrong.
There's a lot of different steps to that issue.
Pretty complex.
Yeah, like every other person that walks by is asking for Fetty or whatever, and
Got it.
or blues.
Do you feel safe out here?
Lately, not so much anymore. I hear
And why is that?
stories about violence against women.
Full assault and that sort of thing? Or?
Well, not just that, like murder, actual murder.
Oh, murder, okay. If we were to go out to where we went earlier today at night, what would we hear? What would we see?
You're going to hear
This part. This is the good. Like, okay.
screams, usually sexually assaulted.
Okay.
You know, you're going to.
At night, what would we hear? What would we see?
You're going to hear screams, usually sexually assaulted.
Okay.
You know, I interviewed a homeless guy just a couple days ago. It says, I hear blood-curdling screams every night, and the most terrifying thing is when the screams abruptly stop. There is a known serial rapist that has been going to 10 to 10 at night, raping as many women as he can. I've interviewed 5 different women who have been raped by the same person in the same area.
And the police haven't done anything about it?
Well, none of the women have pressed charges because they're scared he will kill them. His nickname is the Viper.
life seemed harsh and dangerous for the homeless people in downtown Portland. But without reliable housing to go back to, reporting certain criminals means they'll have to return back to camps to face those who assaulted them in the first place. But what about the homeless people who have moved to the outskirts of Portland?
What's going on here?
Well, this is the...
Okay, so yeah, liberal policies.
Wow. Layla,
Wasn't
you're
that
blowing my mind
intense?
tonight. You're bringing
Wasn't
the heat.
that intense?
Holy hell, yeah.
That was crazy. That was
And
crazy.
then
I'm
the
gonna
abrupt
link.
stopping of the noises, the abrupt stopping,
I
that
know.
hit me. I was like, oh. Because I heard that with a cat or two, like in my neighborhood growing up, like we're just like getting tortured and then it probably stopped. Imagine that with humans, like night after night in that area. Like
Yeah.
it's like a nightly occurrence. That's crazy.
It is really, really crazy. The video is hilarious and sad at the same time. No, it totally is. It's so terrifying because they did that within a couple years. That's how bad policy can destroy an entire city based off of ridiculousness. Oh, in Portugal, they decriminalized it and it worked out. Yeah, because they had like an infrastructure. It wasn't just, just make it legal. Which I had a strong feeling that's what they did in Portland. Because the homelessness, they have collected like over $1 billion to go toward homelessness in Portland. Like, let's not pretend they don't have the money. They have the money. But
Well, did this all start with Chad or whatever? Would you say? I'm like not familiar with Portland very well.
so Portland became super, super woke after 2020. Like, so.
The Biden thing, or why would you say 2020?
Just that's when they did the defund the police and they pushed through all these policies and they really got them all like went through. Like I think they probably started the policy a little bit earlier, but it just snowballed. I'm not sure exactly around the dates, but it's been pretty recent. Like it really snowballed in the last couple of years. This wasn't like it's been like this for a decade. I mean, it's been like this for a couple of years where it's just like
wild,
completely decriminalized. Like the decriminalization, I think, was very recent, like 2 or 3 years ago, around the same, like 2020.
What a shame. What a shame.
I know. It's so crazy, but at least they're not racist. Okay.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can we do like an uplifting fun like video or something?
Okay.
I'm hurting.
You're hurting? Was that triggering? Yeah. It's definitely real.
It's
it's real.
Just so real.
Sorry, this is propaganda culture. You gotta get into.
Great. And guys, just know this in the audience. Like, I have a regrettable, very bad past of being in the streets and living somewhat similar to that. Not to that extent, but like, man, that's as real as it gets.
It's real. Portland's real.
And that's where we're heading in many other places too. If we just allow these kind of things to go unchecked, or it's wild
that quickly.
Yeah.
Cat video, yes. Let's put on the cat video. I got it. I got a good video for you guys.
I never thought I would say this, but yes, I welcome the cat video.
You what? Oh, okay. Here, this one's better.
She's so weirdly attractive. Why does every time that you guys say I look attractive, you can never just say that? You always have to say weirdly attractive or oddly attractive. And also, every time you guys say I look like a celebrity, you always say that I look like the yard sale version or the discounted version or the Walmart version of Margot Robbie. I can never just look like Margot Robbie. Or I look like the clearance rack at Goodwill version of Billie Eilish.
Bro, is she trolling us right now?
Why can't I just...
She's serious.
Why can't I just look like them or the squirrel version of Jane from Breaking Bad? And also, for everyone saying that I look like William Dafoe or Macaulay Culkin... Do you know how insecure I am that I look like them? That's my biggest insecurity. That I look like Macaulay Culkin or William Dafoe, and I hate it! I hate that you guys compare me to him! And they're the only, and sadly enough, those are the only people that you guys don't say, oh, you're the Walmart version of William Dafoe. I'm only the Walmart version of Margot Robbie.
Oh my God.
Not William. I'm just a normal version of William Dafoe, I guess.
Oh, she pushed it. Dude. It never ceases to get more epic, more hilarious, more ridiculous, fake, absurd, whatever word you can come up with. This defies everything. Great job bringing me out of that funk. Amazing.
Yes, I'm so glad I had the palate cleanser. I was like, what am I going to use this
Dude.
clip for? I should just use it.
She was that serious.
She was
that
serious. I think
That
people
is
are just
too funny.
trolling her because she's not ugly. I think they're just trolling her because she
They're
reacts
totally
to
trolling
it.
her.
Yeah,
But they're getting her. She's taking the hook, line, and sinker so hard.
I know, seriously. She's like, she must be really young because they're just like trolling her for real.
And then the
But
only
she's-
person that you don't call the clearance rack is them.
William Dafoe. I'm not the clearance rack William Dafoe. The discount Billie Eilish, like that's so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of crazy when you step back and think? That's what these young kids are like. That's what their minds at these days. Like they're in a bad spot lately. Wouldn't you say, to say the least? We've talked about this many a times.
Yeah. The
My
mental health.
God.
The mental health downgrade.
Dude, another reason why I'm not especially eager to be like necessarily bringing kids in at the moment. I'm trying to clean the world up a little bit maybe before I do that because, man, how am I going to have answers for my little daughter that's in that kind of mindset? Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to help her?
Oh, I know. Seriously. Okay, we got a question. I don't know if you can see the comments, but simple ass. See-through Nick, how did you overcome hardships in this insane world? I'm sure you got a lot to say. I'm sure you got a lot to say on that.
I'll try to keep it concise because, frankly, many years just trying to do my thing, thinking that, like, frankly, that, like, I was just, like, in control of everything. And I didn't need God or not need to acknowledge God, I guess. And that just, despite my best laid, most cunning plans, like I said, it always ended up perpetuating my own demise every time. And I had some fucking, what I thought were like brilliant schemes, you know what I mean, or whatever. Always my own demise, no matter how well you pull it off. So through that, over many years, and like just needing to get out of it, it's so degenerate and terrible and miserable of an existence, like death would be like a relief at that point. You know what I mean? Like you're not scared of death; you would welcome it. But you don't even have enough money or the means to kill yourself if you could. You know, it's a bad spot.
To unalive yourself. Yeah, it's a bad.
Yeah, you can't even unalive yourself when you want to, because you can't afford it or whatever. Anyways, being there is what I needed to do, and God eventually, through my persistence and working really hard to get out of it, finally like just rewarded me and revealed to me that I had been going through my crucible, which is he said a necessary conditioning to prepare you for the role you chose before being birthed into this life. So I think everybody's going on their crucible in life,
I believe it.
I got delivered from that day on from like a nasty heroin addiction, total degenerate street life that I just couldn't escape, no matter how hard I tried for many years. And yeah, there's more to it than that, but I don't want to like derail the show. So long story short, that's kind of it.
That's a good thing. It's like you got to have some sort of something to believe in. You can't just think that you can run it. Because there was a really good saying from another content creator. He was saying that the devil will give you what you want, but he'll never let you enjoy it.
Interesting.
I thought that was really good saying.
That's fascinating. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for
Careful
sharing
what you
your
wish
story.
For. Oh, thanks for asking the question. I like to be able to do that for people now, because if people that I know from back then, and even my family and stuff especially, if you knew me back then, there's no way in hell. Now I meet people and like, I would have never known that you were like that or whatever. And that's crazy to hear, because for me, like, there was no way out. I was trying really hard, but like, I was at the end of my rope, and God literally delivered me. I have no other word for it. And he told me that about the crucible and everything. It's not like I hear from God ever. Like, this was just happened to be that time. It was very profound.
It just was a random day, and you're just like, oh wait.
I was at the end of my rope. I was like, I was literally desperate to trying to get off heroin, and I just cried out to God eventually. Like, God, I know, because my mom taught me as a kid to connect with God. I'd have questions about the church and shit, and I didn't like it. She's like, don't worry about that. Just focus on your connection with God. And that was a good thing for me, because I did always feel a connection with God. I knew God. So I didn't believe in God. I knew God. I could feel it. And I just was. He told me at that time too. My son, I've always been here. I didn't turn my back on you. You turned your back on me. And I love you so much that I give you the free will to do that. But I've always hoped you'd come back, and I'm so glad you have. Like, it was just perfect love and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's all I had to do was like in that moment, like cry out to God too, like, God, I'm lost. Please help me. And literally the second I did, boom, like I was put out into like a great night's rest after I hadn't rested for like a month. And yeah, it was totally redeemed to a different person from that day on.
That's
delivered.
crazy.
I've saved a couple of my friends since then. A couple of friends I wouldn't have been able to hang out with. They were on heroin. I would go hang out with them sometimes to try to like give them some support because I know how miserable it can be. And I couldn't hang out with them before like I was delivered because I would always relapse. Like I could not be around that shit. But since then I was delivered from it. It's incredible. It has no hold on me. So I saved 2 friends, including this girl that I was real close with, by like walking in and seeing her overdosed or whatever, and giving CPR and all that shit, and a couple Narcans I found around the room. Anyways, she goes on to get clean herself later on, and is clean before her mom passed away, like she always wanted to see, and now she's there for her daughter to raise. And so like it's just stuff. She was worse than me too. So like it's just crazy to see some of the cool things that can come about, and God can make it happen if you work it. Just give him a chance.
No,
you don't
totally.
have to. Just give it the opportunity that maybe there is an almighty loving God out there. Just be open to the idea of it. That's all I would say to people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like try to believe it or anything. Just don't resist the idea of it. Give it a chance.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I know it's going to take a miracle to fix all this degeneracy, so.
Well, we got a bunch of miracles on deck coming up.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them right now, walking.
I know. I believe it. Like, it's just like, how do you even get here? Like, how does it even happen? It's like, it's crazy because it doesn't make any sense at all. But
we chose this role according to God.
I believe that too, because I'm just like, what am I doing? Like every time I'm just like, how is this happening? But it's necessary. Yeah. It's necessary.
Have you ever noticed how serendipitous everything is? Like,
yeah,
sometimes
it is.
That's what happened. It happened to me. I realized, like, because I was always like a skeptical, pragmatic, scientific kind of mind, tried to be guy. So I would dismiss God and stuff like that, or whatever. But all these like things, coincidence on top of coincidence on top of coincidence, I started being like, mathematically, how
it's impossible.
What are the odds that it could be these coincidences on top of each other? And I realized like this is not coincidence. This is literally like a God or something trying to communicate something to me. Like it's like it's not just a coincidence. It can't be. So that's
No,
it's fascinating. True. Everything's for a reason.
It is fascinating, and I do think things are for a reason. That's why you have to stay. You have to stay focused on it, and it's hard with all the like craziness. It's definitely hard to stay positive. That's why you need like a group. You need people around you. You need that positive influence. Otherwise, it's quick to just go under.
Yeah, it's important to keep that in mind. I like to make people laugh because everybody's like so uptight and scared and shit. Like I try to.
It's so scary. Yeah, you're definitely entertaining whenever you bring the message. It's definitely always entertaining. So
I'm happy to hear that. Because my first #1 goal is to be entertaining. Then everything's downhill from there.
I know, right? Especially on TikTok. That TikTok gets super lit.
Oh my gosh, Layla.
That TikTok is insane. So I think we're at an hour now. I think that's a good point. Sorry about the closed captions. Oh, Simple says there is no closed captions. Sorry about the closed captions on lives usually don't happen. So I think afterward it should give closed captions.
The AI takes like 10-15 minutes maybe to generate it. It'll be there eventually.
Yeah, well, but yeah, so where can people find you? I mean, you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, well, C3 Nick on pretty much any social media platform like Instagram, TikTok. Those are the 2 main ones. And then from there, you can find my bio for my Discord server, which is the digital speakeasy where all the cool kids are going.
Yeah, you guys definitely. I'm gonna put the links in all the description, everything. But you guys definitely need to check out that Discord server. I'm in there too, and it's hilarious. Like I get in there, I'll just be like, "What is going on in this place?" Like
it's insane. It's actually insane beyond. That's another insane thing going on that you can't write.
I know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, Layla. Where can people find you besides this channel?
I mean, you can find me here, and I got my locals going on. I got my locals happening. You're not on my locals. You need to have a locals account. You need to make one. It's uncensored.
Okay, I've heard. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've made I recently one of my first videos I put on locals. I'm planning to do like lives and things like that on it. But I made it everything is white supremacy. So I was just documenting all the ways you can be a white supremacist. So it's a myriad of.
Do you ever want to use me as like a bit actor, like as the white supremacist guy? You ever want to write some skits or something? You let me know. I'm up for that.
That would be good. I know.
Fun.
I need more satire. The funny stuff is really good. It's really good. We have one more comment before we get off of here. Or one more question. What do you guys both say to the mindset the world is awful and we shouldn't bring kids into it? Is that based or exaggerated? You want to go first?
No, you ladies first.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that everybody sort of agrees when they come down here. So, I mean, you sort of sign up for this mess. So, I don't know. I don't think, I mean, we've been through so much as a society. We still have like honey and caviar and like fresh food. So, I don't really think it's that bad yet. Like, honestly.
Well, even if it is, like, what are we going to do? Not have kids and die out?
That's exactly what they want.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what will destroy. We have to have kids. So the question is, are we going to create a suitable environment to bring them into? Because they're coming, or else we're going to die off. We have to have kids.
I mean, people feel like it's so hard right now because right now you literally have to make a choice. You can't be in the gray area. You have to choose freedom or slavery. You can't just be, I was just going along with things. No, choose which one you want. Either you're going to go down that road or you're going to go that road. And that for people that accountability and that personal responsibility is like the worst horror you could ever unleash on humanity. Like, I promise you, that's literally the worst thing. Like, I've gotten into fights with people online where they're like talking about like female genital mutilation and I'll be saying, maybe you just don't do it. And they're like, oh, well, we can't because then our husbands would lose their jobs. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, you just have personal responsibility. Like, just don't do it. Like, damn the consequences.
Just don't do it.
Literally for people, that's the worst thing. I use that example because it's like, you would think that they would just be like, oh, maybe I just don't do this thing. But no. So I don't think it's that bad yet. I don't think it's that bad. I think there's still, we have to keep fighting for freedom. Otherwise, like, what are we going to do? Like, what are we here for?
Exactly. Dude, that is our purpose. And hey, I'll leave it a good spin, guys. Everybody watches superhero movies and all these great epic thrillers on TV, right? Well, we're offered like an unprecedented opportunity to be superheroes in the real world and save it. In real life, in real time. Let's save the fucking world. What an opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to take it.
Yeah, in
real time. You guys, but come join the Discord server because the revolution, hypothetically, allegedly, could be happening over there. I don't know nothing FBI or CIA, YouTube, whoever might be listening. Allegedly.
Just allegedly.
Could be going down.
Yeah.
Something's going down over there. I know that.
It's, some hilarious stuff is going down, that's for sure, because I'm, like, always laughing my ass off.
That's all just a smoke screen for the stuff going on behind the scenes.
I know.
The plans, the plots.
I'm gonna hold on. Let me put the link here right now because let me get this link.
Right it's simple. Now. You've been great. Thank you for your feedback, and same with everybody. My eyes are sometimes terrible, so sorry if I wasn't seeing you guys as much. I like to chat
Here's
back.
The link to the Discord. But yeah, we have to do this again soon, and because it's a good show, Propaganda Culture, because this is definitely not a show that's ever going to be scripted or like it's going to follow
I can guarantee you.
too much of us.
That much I can guarantee you.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that response to the Portland thing, but it gets real out here. We have fun, but we get real.
Oh, man. I was Layla, after all this time, I didn't think I had a heart still. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was a real one. And then the way it kind of transitioned, it was a great show actually. The more I think back on it,
I think this is a good show for sure. I definitely. So yeah, you guys follow Nick and also check out his show Propaganda Culture. And thanks, Simple. Great conversation. I try to have good conversations. I try to bring some things to light. So yeah, I'll put all the links in the description. But yeah, let us know what you think about the show, this episode. We're going to do more of it. Going to keep it going because it has to happen. I mean, there's too much going on.
Won't stop. Can't stop,
I know.
Won't stop.
We need to do more conspiracy theory stuff for sure.
Ooh,
okay, guys.
Don't tell me with a good time, woman.
All right. You guys have a great evening. See you next time. Bye.
Peace.